In August 2025, we did 4 haul videos. In every haul, there's 5 watches. So that's 20 watches that were presented. Out of these 20, I've chosen 16 and have done comprehensive reviews of these. Now they're uploaded to this channel. And at the end of the month, I like to do a haul of hauls and just basically talk through the favorites. They're not my favorites, they're your favorites. I'm judging it based on the comments of the positive feedback that I received on all of those watches. 11 watches which received plenty of love. Now, the links to the listings are in the description below the video. As well as that, I've left one link to my collection. So that is basically one place where you can just click on it and see all the 11 watches we'll be discussing today. And also make note of the discount codes, which are also in the description below. And now let's dive in and talk about these 11 watches in detail. Let's do it. This is the Addiesdive AD2512, and while it draws its silhouette from luxury lineage, this is very much its own beast. At 36mm wide and 42mm long, it lands firmly in that sweet spot territory for both elegance, versatility, and an unisex design. The finishing impresses. You've got polished flanks and brushed top surfaces, with sharp transitions that belie the price tag. The 75-tooth fluted bezel isn't just there for show. It adds light play and character, giving the whole watch a commanding wrist presence without shouting for attention. The dial is textured, deeply etched in a brushed meteorite style that gives it dimension and intrigue under shifting light. Hour markers are multifaceted and loomed, paired with the VH31 hybrid quartz movement, giving you a smooth sweeping seconds hand ticking at 4 pulses per second. It's that satisfying hybrid between mechanical aesthetics and quartz reliability. This movement has a variance of up to 20 seconds per month. Also, a battery should last up to 3 years. Water resistance is very capable, 100 meters, backed by a screw-down crown and a solid screw-down case back. The bracelet here is Jubilee style, solid links, polished center, and a secure folding clasp, although tolerances are quite loose. You also get sapphire crystal on top with anti-reflective coating, which means better scratch resistance and clarity in sunlight. Crown size is 6mm, easy to grip and operate. Altogether, the AD2512 offers a luxe and sport combo, understated, well constructed, and genuinely wearable. The Watchdives WD1980 version 2 delivers a solid mix of practicality and clean military diver styling for $75 before taxes. It features a 40mm stainless steel case, not 39 as it states on the listing, 47mm lug-to-lug, and is 9.7mm thick. It strikes a comfortable balance between presence and wearability, while the brushed and polished finishing keeps it versatile. The screw-down crown and screw-in case back give it a dependable 10-bar water resistance rating, making it perfectly capable for swimming and general aquatic use. The dial is highly legible, with bold indices, oversized hands. Powered by the VH31 quartz movement, the seconds hand sweeps smoothly with 4 pulses per second, giving the watch a more mechanical feel. Under low light, the lume application is bright and evenly distributed across the hands, markers, and the bezel markings. Protecting the dial is sapphire glass with a high clarity anti-reflective coating, offering both scratch resistance and crisp legibility. The 120-click unidirectional bezel has consistent and even resistance across the rotation cycle. The clicks are distinct and ratchety. The watch comes on a 20mm nylon strap, lightweight and breathable, which enhances its rugged, field-ready aesthetic. At this price, the WD1980 offers an appealing combination of durable construction, everyday usability, and clean military diver-inspired design. The Tandorio 37mm GMT watch is a special one. Let's start with the dimensions. 37mm diameter, 12.5mm thick, and a very wearable 20mm lug width. On the wrist, it hugs closely, helped by the short lug-to-lug length and that slightly curved case profile. The case construction is fully stainless steel, with a mix of polished and sand-blasted finishes, giving it a surprisingly complex finish for this price. Up top, you're getting a flat slab of synthetic sapphire crystal, and underneath that lies a glossy black dial, available in stealthy black or bold orange. The indices on the hands are generously filled with lume, especially that Arrowhead GMT hand in bright orange. And that does real visual punch and functionality. The bezel is where this watch really flexes. It's a 120-click unidirectional bezel with a ceramic insert, and the action, well, it's sharp, notchy, minimal backplay. That coin-edge grip isn't just aesthetic either. It's tall, well-machined, and sandblasted for traction, even with gloves. Powering it all is the Seiko NH34 automatic GMT movement, a reliable, affordable traveler's choice with a 24-hour hand that tracks a second time zone effortlessly. You also get a date window neatly tucked at 3 o'clock, plus a signed screw-down crown and case back, helping achieve a full 200 meters of water resistance. The rubber strap included is grippy but stiff, functional but not exactly supple. I'll be swapping it for a canvas strap to better match the utilitarian feel. Let's talk about a watch that costs less than $30 but looks and wears like it shouldn't. This is the Benyar BY5179M, a vintage-inspired diver that surprises in all the right places and stumbles in a few as well. Dimensions first, the case measures 41.5mm in diameter and 15.5mm thick, but at least 2mm of that is the domed hardlex crystal, which features anti-reflective coating. You will actually notice that subtle blue tint catching the light. Lug-to-lug length, a wearable 50mm thanks to inverted end links that contour down and hug the wrist. Lug width is 22mm, tapering down to 20 at the signed clasp. Despite an alloy case, the watch still feels weighty at 163 grams on the bracelet. The case is fully polished, typical for alloy builds, with a tall profile and a coin-edge bezel that looks ceramic but is likely a resin or epoxy. Unfortunately, bezel action is the weakest link here. The rotation is uneven, the clicks feel mushy, and backplay is substantial. On the flip side, literally, there's an exhibition case back, revealing the G3265Z automatic movement, beating at 21,600 beats per hour with 20 joules and a 36-hour power reserve. It's a basic movement but reliable enough, found in watches from Invicta to Pagani Design watches. Now, the bracelet, it's all stainless steel, solid links, not folded, not hollow links. The links are actually quite thick with 3.5mm at the midpoint. It's a one-link bracelet imitating a 3-link design. Articulation is smooth and the tolerances feel tight. The clasp is basic here with just a pressed inner wing. Dial-wise, it's all business. Matte black with applied gold trim markers and no date to disrupt the symmetry. Hands and markers carry a beige lume, but longevity is limited. A brief glow and a quick fade. The WM226 Glacia collection in Aurora Purple is all about wrist drama executed with sensible hardware. The boxed double-dome sapphire crystal up top sets the tone. It gives you that vintage side profile without the edge distortion. It stays practical thanks to an anti-reflective coating that keeps the dial readable from most angles. The Aurora Purple dial is the star of this show. The 3D Glacier cracked texture is surreal. The purple rays mimic the breathtaking Aurora Borealis. The dial is dramatic and visually intense, and yet it's practical, with a color-matched date wheel at 6 o'clock. As a result, dial symmetry remains intact. Inside we have the Seiko self-winding automatic movement, the NH35, running at 21,600 beats per hour with 24 joules and 42 hours of power reserve. It's a dependable workhorse for a daily wearer, and the cadence reads smoothly enough to suit the dress sport vibe of this watch. We also get a signed screw-in crown and a screw-down case back, giving the whole watch a reassuring, buttoned-up feel when you're setting the time or wiping it down after a day out. We get a 3-link bracelet with a brushed finish. The tolerances are high and link fluidity is unhampered. The bracelet closes with a signed secure clasp featuring a milled fold-over wing. $200 before taxes, and there are 3 dial options available. This Aurora Purple, the Ice Blue, and the Aurora Red. The Shanghai 7120 is a compact, character-rich mechanical piece that brings together vintage charm and accessible watchmaking for $28 before tax. At 36mm in diameter and 43mm lug to lug, it wears neatly on the wrist. With its 11mm height, largely owed to a dramatic boxed crystal, about 3mm of it actually, that's ever so slightly domed. This crystal catches the light in a way that enhances the deep emerald green dial beneath, which has a rich sunburst effect that shifts tone with every movement. The applied hour markers are 4-angled, chrome-edged batons that give the dial real depth. At 12 o'clock, the dial carries the Shanghai emblem and brand name, while above 6 o'clock, the Chinese text translates to Made in China, 19 joules, proudly noting its hand-wind mechanical nature. Powering the watch is a movement visible through a generously sized exhibition case back, giving an open view of the balance wheel and gear train. The Seestern S407 is a bold, unapologetic homage to the legendary 600T diver watch, but it's not just a copy, it's a capable modern tool watch in its own right. At 40mm in diameter, 13.5mm thick, and weighing 173 grams, it's compact enough for daily wear, yet it still has the heft of a serious diver. The short 48mm lug-to-lug length, paired with a semi-integrated stainless steel bracelet, means it drapes comfortably while retaining that squared-off, flat-flanked case geometry. The horizontally brushed flanks flow into a sharply cut unidirectional ceramic bezel with a precise notched edge, tactile, grippy, and easy to operate. The bezel insert features clear minute markings and luminous pip at 12. And in true diver special style, even the date wheel at 3 o'clock glows thanks to full BGW9 application. That's rare at this price point or any price point across AliExpress. The Sapphire crystal sits flush with the bezel, ensuring a seamless profile and excellent scratch resistance. The 316L stainless steel bracelet tapers from 20mm at the lugs to 18mm at the clasp, with short, chunky links for fluid wrist articulation, and a secure milled clasp engraved with Seestern Starfish logo. Turn it over and the solid screw-down case back displays a deep relief of the Great Wave motif, a nod to both marine heritage and Japanese artistry. Inside beats the reliable Seiko NH35. This is an automatic movement featuring 24 joules, hacking, and 41 hours of power reserve. With 200 meters of water resistance, a screw-down crown, and a robust build, this is a watch designed to work hard, whether you're underwater, poolside, or enjoying its unapologetic tool watch presence. The Berny 2845M leans hard into the flight timer vibe with a chunky, all stainless steel build and a genuinely busy tool dial. On the wrist, it does feel substantial at 150 grams. And the measured footprint, we get 41.8mm in diameter, 12.9mm thick, and 50.5mm lug to lug. That does give it real presence without dwarfing an average wrist. Finishing mixes brush lug hoods with polished flanks and a polished fixed bezel. Transitions are broken up by a broad 45-degree bevel from case flank to lug top, so the case doesn't look too slabby despite the size. Up top is a sapphire crystal for scratch resistance. Legibility is helped by contrasting black sub-registers on a silver dial and bright applied markers. The layout on the dial is the classic chronograph look, so we get the central chronograph seconds, the 60-minute chronograph counter at 9, 24-hour indicator at 3, and running seconds at 6, with the day tucked between 4 and 5. The bezel on this watch has a couple of features. So firstly, this is a bidirectional bezel, and it's got the sliding rule here. So there's no clicking, there's no ratchet. It's a slide motion either left or right. So we get the tachymeter scale markings on here as well as compass markings. The 5-link bracelet suits the case, stainless steel with alternating finishing, and the 2 center rows are polished with a diagonal surfacing that adds some visual pop. It closes with a folding clasp and safety lock, plus multiple micro-adjust holes for sizing. On the back we have a screw-down case back. Up front, the crown is push-pull and unsigned. Water resistance is 3 ATM, so it's fine for daily splashes, but not swimming. Power comes from the Japanese Seiko VK63 Mecha Quartz chronograph movement. The Watchdives WD1980 Aventurine dial is a compact but surprisingly premium feeling watch that blends unique materials with solid everyday usability. The case measures 37.7mm across, 10.6mm thick, and has a lug-to-lug length of 45.5mm, weighing in at just 123 grams. Constructed from 316L stainless steel, the case features a brushed finish across the primary surfaces, contrasted by sharply executed polished bevels. The integration between the solid end links of the bracelet and the case is seamless, giving the watch a cohesive look. The fixed bezel is fully polished and sits just slightly recessed into the case. That fixed bezel supports a boxy-style sapphire crystal with a subtle dome. The crystal is treated with anti-reflective coating for improved legibility, while the sign, screw and crown, as well as a screw-down case back help deliver a solid 100 meters of water resistance. The dial is the real focal point here though. Made from turquoise aventurine stone, it features a natural sparkle effect that shifts under the light. The edges fade into a deeper blue tone, creating depth, and no two dials will ever be identical due to the organic material on this dial. Applied baton markers with a double baton at 12 keep the layout clean, while BGW9 lume on the hands and indices provide visibility in low light. And as usual with Watchdives pieces, lume is long-lasting and very bright. The bracelet is a 3-link stainless steel design with brushed outer links and subtle polished chamfers on the center link edges for an upscale look. It uses screw pins for sizing and ends in a signed, fully milled clasp with a milled folding wing and 5 micro adjustments for fine-tuning the fit. Inside, the watch runs on the Seiko VH31 sweep seconds quartz movement, which offers the smooth look of a mechanical sweep with quartz precision and reliability. So with this movement, we get 4 beats per second. The Pagani Design PD1718, the BB Panda chronograph Homage, delivers a faithful vintage-inspired sports chronograph with build quality that far exceeds its modest price point, because we are looking sub $80 pre-tax. The watch comes in at 39.2mm in diameter, 12.9mm thick, with a compact 46.3mm lug-to-lug length, and weighs 166 grams on its stainless steel bracelet. The fully stainless steel case blends brushed and polished surfaces for a premium look. Tall, horizontally brushed flanks are broken up by wide polished bevels that extend to the brushed lug hoods. The downward pointing lugs work with the inverted end links to keep the fit tight onto the wrist, while the laid case design exposes the polished slip of the screw-down case back beneath. Up top, we get the polished edge of the fixed tachymeter bezel, and it frames a slightly boxy dome synthetic sapphire crystal, which is treated with anti-reflective coating. Beneath the crystal, we get the classic Panda dial layout, combining a crisp black base with white subdials. On the periphery of the dial, we get the minutes and seconds track, while the hour indices are applied, except for 3 and 9 o'clock, where we've got the subdials. Powering on the watch is the Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz movement. Now here's a timepiece that bridges vintage racing heritage with serious mechanical credibility. The Sugess Racing Chronograph. Housed in a 40mm polished 316L stainless steel case, this watch wears slim at 13mm thick, with a 51mm lug-to-lug length and a comfortable 69 grams on the wrist. Inside ticks the hand-wound Seagull ST1901 movement, beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour with 21 joules and a 45-hour power reserve. And this version, it actually features the exclusive golden swan neck regulator, a rare upgrade offering enhanced precision and aesthetic refinement. Up front, you've got a clean enameled dial, luminous baton indices, and its tachymeter scale running the perimeter. The dial pops in a range of colorways, including the bold Panda variant and a quirky rally-inspired pastel option. One of the standout features on this dial is the orange lightning bolt chronograph hand, which adds just the right amount of flair. The watch is paired with a number of strap variants. You can get the FKM rubber strap or the rally leather, and depending on variant, you also get an optional stainless steel mesh bracelet in the kit. Around the back, an exhibition case back reveals the full column wheel chronograph mechanism. This is a mechanical racing chronograph with real substance, 50 meters of water resistance, and a design that channels the golden age of motorsports. Just look at that signed push-pull crown, that star logo. Everything about this watch screams premium components and premium build quality. So what do you think about these viewer favorites from August 2025? 11 watches. I want to know which ones you liked most. Let me know in the comments below. Also, check out the affiliate links, which are also in the description below the video, as well as the one link to my collection. So in one link, we've got all the watches that we've been discussing today. And check out those discount codes as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.